1 month later, my voice changed, and I couldn't sing it anymore.
Oh, yes, you can. You could do
It just-
tenor for
but-
one song.
It just doesn't sound very good.
Then he'd have to be
So
admitted
I
to a
get-
hospital.
Yeah. Hey everybody, welcome back to our Liberty Quartet 30th anniversary podcast mini-series. We're going through all the current and former members of Liberty Quartet and getting a little background information on them and how they grew up and how they got into the ministry and what they're doing now, and just kind of giving y'all a little bit of insight as to all the members of Liberty Quartet. And right now we're joined with my good friend, Mr. Peyton Olive. How are you, Brother Peyton?
Good. It's chilly here in Benson.
Yeah.
Came to Arizona for it to be warm, and it's not.
Oh, that's why you went to Arizona.
Yeah,
For it
yeah.
to be warm.
Definitely
Okay,
right.
yeah.
Right.
mhm.
Well, that voice you're hearing is unmistakable. That is our one and only Mr. Royce Dadgum Mitchell. Mr. Royce Mitchell, how are you doing this morning?
Former and current singer of Liberty.
You're the only member of the quartet that's been with Liberty the entire 30 years. And you started Liberty Quartet 30 years ago in 1996, 95 officially. And, going back to the weather thing, it was cold this morning and rainy, just absolutely dreary here this morning. So I'm a little jealous that you're down in Arizona right now where it's sunny and somewhat warm.
Well,
You'll be
because
back.
it was
You'll be back in a couple weeks.
Yeah, we'll be back in a few weeks.
because it was raining, I didn't have to do yard work, so it was not
there you
dreary.
go.
It
So
was
you
not
did-
dreary.
So you just came here just to chat with us because you didn't have anything else to do.
You made Tammy do it.
Yeah. So like I said, welcoming everybody here. We just want to get some background information of, just some insights. And I'll start off with, where were you born at? I know you were originally from Oregon,
That's right.
the Portland area. Is that where you were born and raised? Was
Yep,
Portland?
Portland. I was born in Portland. Wasn't there a real long time, but then we moved to Colorado, and then we were in Southern Oregon until I graduated from high school, Ashland,
Okay.
Oregon.
And I never got to meet your parents, but were your parents involved in ministry? You were a pastor's kid?
Well, they were both singers. Dad
Okay.
sang, but he was a psychiatric nurse,
I gotcha.
and Mom was a homemaker.
Gotcha. So you were a PK, just a psychiatric kid.
Yeah, that's right.
And so you had 5 siblings. There's 6 of you total. You have 5 brothers and a sister. Is that right?
I have 4 brothers.
4 brothers and a sister.
yeah.
So there's 5 boys and a girl.
Yes.
And what's all their names?
All ours.
All ours. So
Randy, Rhonda, Royce, or Ryan, Royce, Russell, Rayburn.
and that's all in order, right?
That was in order.
That's
yeah.
in order. And Rhonda passed away. When did Rhonda pass away?
2018.
2018. So I never got to meet Rhonda either. I kind of wish I would have.
Mm.
Now, as far as I know, the only person in your entire family I've ever heard sing is you. Do any of their brothers sing?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, they all sang at my wedding,
Oh, really?
and a couple songs that I had written. And Randy and Ryan were both in a quartet in college,
Oh, okay.
actually a quintet, I guess it was. And Russell and Rayburn, and they were in ensembles at the school.
Oh, okay.
Now, are they all basses, or did they sing different parts?
Baritone bass, yeah.
Yeah.
So y'all are kind of in the same range. You're the lowest of all of them, I assume, but
Well,
you're all kind of in the same range?
only because I sing there a lot. I think
Yeah.
they would have been basses if that's the only part they sang. But
If they would have tried,
doing specials at church, keeps
Yeah.
your voice up higher.
Yeah. And I also remember that a lot of your family is involved in education as well. It's like a lot of your brothers were teachers or administrators in education.
Yeah, and their spouses
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah. So it's very important for you and your family, I assume, is that education side of music as well as the ministry side.
Yeah.
And I think that from what I've seen, that's kind of bled over into Liberty Quartet as well. You're not only a minister, but you're a teacher. We'll bring in somebody new like Brother Peyton here, and you're willing to instill knowledge into them as to how to sing properly and all that kind of stuff. So,
well, we try. I mean, I was a school teacher, and before I was a music minister, and I grew up in the era where we had music ministers instead of worship leaders.
Right.
And so I was educated in music in college.
Yeah.
I got my master's in music.
Now, where did you go to college?
I went to Northwest Nazarene. At that time, was college.
NNC.
Now it's NNU.
NNU.
Northwest Nazarene University, and then I was at Boise State University and Portland State University for my master's.
Oh, okay. And you got a master's in music education, or
music
education. And you play instruments too. I know you play the guitar, and you play the trombone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he plays the mouth trombone. I all the time in concert scene. He's the master at that thing.
Oh,
man.
that's how bad I am. It's supposed to be a trumpet.
So speaking of college, I'm going to kind of segue into this. I've heard a little bit about this story, but you met your wife in college, didn't you?
Well, I was actually singing for a college group up in Moscow, Idaho, and she was in the sanctuary and listening, and spotted her. And then afterwards, there was a potluck, and I made sure that I went over and said hello.
And if I remember right, she tells the story of her seeing you for the first time and saying, "I'm going to marry a guy like that." Isn't that what she said?
Well, yeah. First off, she turned around and walked away, but that's what she told her mom.
Yeah. And lo and behold, she ended up doing that. And you guys have been married. When did you guys get married?
1983.
1983. Wow. So almost 43 years.
September, so it'll be 43 years.
Wow.
And you have 3 kids, right? Jenna,
Jeremiah's the oldest.
Jeremiah,
and Jenna, and Julianne.
And you got grandkids now too. You got 4 grandkids.
4 grandkids.
You're not excited about that at all.
Well, three of them are in Florida, and the last one is here in Boise. Jenna and Zach's, they're babies in Boise. So
not quite a 2026 baby. It was born on December 31st, right?
That's right, 2025.
So they made the taxes, yeah.
Now, which one is your favorite?
Yes is the correct answer. So I want to go back to
I'm not going to answer that.
I want to go back to your time in music ministry before Liberty Quartet. You started, so you were teaching music. Were you teaching like band and choir?
Yeah, band and choir.
And that was K through 12?
5th grade through 12.
5 through 12.
And then later on just choir
Okay.
in a high school level. And then while I was getting my master's and was a music minister at Portland, Oregon, I was getting my master's and I taught a couple classes there.
Oh, okay. Because I know that every now and then we'll be singing in Portland or down in Arizona sometimes, and people will come up, I was in your choir. And you have this incredible memory of just remembering everybody.
Well,
and it's just always, that's one thing that I've always been kind of, I mean, you're not supposed to be envious, but that's one thing I've always been envious of is you're just able to, you got such a great memory of people. You remember who they are and their mannerisms and stories that you both experienced. And it's just one of those things. How was your time as a music minister? You obviously enjoyed it because you did it for a while, but
I really did. They are volunteer That's the word they use, but they're really not when
Yeah.
they're singing for the Lord. And,
Yeah.
and so that's why each one of them make an impact on your life.
Does anybody stick out in your mind of, you know,
Are-
were they great singers or were they just kind of
Oh.
obnoxious? Or
No,
there's always
it's-
somebody.
No, nobody sticks out in my mind. It's just the ensemble and everybody working together for the common goal, worshiping the Lord.
And I do remember, I don't remember who it was, but it was a lady down in Arizona. She came up not too long ago, and she said she was in the choir there at Portland, and she said how much she just enjoyed being in the ensemble and how great of a teacher you were, not only as a music teacher, but as a minister on top of that.
Yeah, well, that was the trip where my wife went with us on that Arizona trip.
And she was the lady I'm talking about.
she's
Yeah. So you started off as a minister in Portland. Where'd you go from there?
Well, then at Boise,
Okay.
I came back to Boise to be a music minister.
Okay.
at,
That's how you got to Idaho, was to be a music
right,
minister.
at the Nazarene church there. And that's where the quartet started with 3 other choir members.
And those guys were Mike Peters, Keith Jones, and Ralph Yerkes. And all 3 of them, from what I understand, were just big Southern gospel music fans. But Ralph in particular was a huge Southern
Yes.
gospel music. He's like an encyclopedia almost.
Yeah.
And how did that? So you just kind of all one day just decided, hey, let's get together and sing some songs. Was there a?
Well, Ralph and I just would have discussions about Southern gospel groups.
Yeah.
And it started out with cathedrals. You ever heard of the cathedrals?
Oh yeah, they're a small time group out
Oh,
of North
yeah.
Carolina,
I think I've
Ohio.
heard of them. I think
Small time group out of Ohio, you know.
And in college groups that I was in that traveled during the summer and throughout the year, we would do Southern gospel songs and specifically cathedral songs.
Yeah, yeah.
And he had done that as well.
Okay. And so when you started Liberty, it was essentially just a part-time thing. You guys were kind of just singing at your home church there at Boise First. Is it Boise First or was it? Is that right?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. And you guys just started singing there, and then just people said, "Hey, can you come sing at, for my parents at the nursing home, or my,
Right.
over here at, some birthday party or something." Is
Yeah.
that how it all started?
Yeah, the very first concert outside of the church was a nursing home.
Oh, okay. And we still do that, by the way. We don't do it very often, but we still
Yeah.
do that.
yeah, that was my first ever concert as my audition. We were singing at a senior home there in was it in Homedale?
It was in Homedale, yeah.
You have a captive audience. There's not
Yeah.
anywhere they can go.
Yeah.
As long as
I
you
wanna
don't.
backtrack. Yeah, I want to backtrack just a little bit.
Sure.
Talking about Ralph. How long did you know Ralph before y'all started Liberty, and how long did y'all talk about starting Liberty before it actually happened?
Well, Tammy and I came to Boise in 1991 to be the music minister there at Boise First Nazarene, and Ralph was in the choir at that time, so 91 through 95. But in 94, we started talking more about Southern gospel because we were doing all different styles of music in the choir and the groups. We had about 7 different groups represented there at the church, and we had instrumental, just everything.
Yeah.
So it wasn't specifically a Southern gospel music minister.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so how did the other guys come along? You just knew that, you talked to them as well, or they just overheard, hey, I
Yeah.
love Southern gospel too,
Yeah, we started talking, and then Keith was next to join our conversation, and he loved Southern gospel as well. I mean, of course, he does all different styles too, and played the saxophone.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'll have to ask him
Oh
about that
yeah,
when we talk
he's
to him.
on some of our recordings.
Oh, wow.
obviously he
Oh,
hasn't
wow.
he hasn't been listening to all of our recordings. That's because he doesn't have an 8-track player.
Well, I I do remember there's a recording you guys did back in, I think it was the early 2000s, where it was all, there was one track on there that was all instrumental, and like somebody, I think you played the trombone, somebody, and
Yeah.
I remember
John
hearing the
played
saxophone.
trumpet.
John played trumpet, and I remember hearing the saxophone. That must have been Keith. I didn't
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
And Jason played the trumpet as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't realize any of
Wow.
that.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, yeah. So you guys got started just singing there in the church and kind of singing around the community. How did the decision come about that you decided, we should probably take this full time and do this as our main source of, main source of income for you? Essentially, when everybody first started, because everybody else had a full time job, but you decided. How did that decision come about to go full time?
Well, we were asked because we were singing in church and somebody from another church was visiting, and they went to their music minister and to their pastor and said, "Hey, we need to have these guys sing it in our church." So they asked us, and so we went. That was how that got started.
Wow.
Pretty simple.
It takes people. I don't think people realize how much faith it takes to start something like this. You know what I mean? Because it's a huge commitment. I mean, you're leaving a steady job. You had a steady job there at Boise First, being the music minister, and you had insurance and all that other stuff that went with it. And then you decided to step out in faith because God is saying you should go this direction instead, and that takes a lot of, like I said, a lot of faith to get something like that started. And I'm assuming it wasn't easy.
Right.
I mean, because you're probably sitting at home. I'm just guessing. You're probably at home, and you've got a list of churches, and you're just cold calling all these churches, saying, "Hey, we got this group. Are you willing to take a chance on us? Can we come out and sing?" How did that affect your personal life? You don't have to get all detailed and stuff, but I'm assuming it was pretty hard.
Well, it's I guess it was because I wanted to be in Quartet much earlier than I was, but God showed me through being a music minister about how the church works, and working with senior pastors, working with secretaries, and in the school system, learning about youth and how they operate. And it was just, I guess I had matured to a point where I understood faith more. And when you step out in faith, you're basically saying, "Lord, take this where you want it to go."
Right.
And when you're younger, you're not in the same place.
Yeah.
It's like you start pushing down doors and wonder why it's not working out.
Yeah. And I've always noticed, at least from my perspective, that Liberty's never really forced ourselves into a place to sing. At this point in the ministry, it's mainly people ask us to come to their service.
Right.
But there are situations sometimes where we'll actually contact somebody, and it's still the same questions that we ask, as I'm assuming that you did in the beginning. We've got this quartet. Are you willing to take a chance on us? And would it be okay if we come and work out a date and come and minister at your location, whether it be a church or a community center or wherever? So that's one thing I've always liked about Liberty is we've never been, hey, we're this, we're the only full-time gospel. We don't say stuff like that a lot. And,
right. Well, how quickly it could end if the Lord wanted it to.
Yeah.
Just going by faith and trusting God's people to make an impact, and they have through all these years. It's just been amazing.
Yeah.
It's a miracle, really.
And
Sorry,
I
I'm
really
fighting
wonder.
sinuses.
So, in the past couple podcasts, I've kind of bragged on you a little bit. I've told that you've been my greatest coach that I've ever had in my entire life. And I've only known you for 2 years now. But I want to know who installed those things into your heart, because you are so faithful. You have been faithful to this ministry. You have been willing to bring it through hard times. Where I want to know who built that endurance and that willing to be faithful in your heart throughout the years. Who has done that for you?
Well, I would say it's eclectic, just from all the different people and their testimonies. I started at a young age going not only to Sunday morning and Sunday night church, but Wednesday night was a prayer time and praise time, and hearing folks praise the Lord.
Yeah.
And those testimonies, every single person has an impact on you. But as far as on the music side of things, your college professors, your voice teachers, if they're believers, and they were, all of them, and that's by choice that draws you in. But you take something from each one of those lives and how they operate and their own faith journeys.
Yeah.
And you put it into your own life.
Yeah. It's a good way of putting it.
It's a good question.
Now, a lot of guys who sing in Southern gospel music were inspired by other groups that came before. You know, like for me, I grew up in Southern gospel music. My parents had a group when I was growing up, and my mom was the secretary of one of the churches there in town, and they started this thing called the Saturday Night Alternative, where once a month they would bring in these big time groups from out east. And I remember as a kid seeing, like the Kingsmen, Gold City, Florida Boys, J.D. Sumner and the Stamps, oh boy, Brian Free and Assurance. You name it, they came.
Wow.
And I distinctly remember as a real young kid, before that, I was maybe 4 or 5. I remember seeing the Kingsmen on stage. It was like a high school theater somewhere, I think. I don't remember exactly where it was, but it was on a stage with curtains and stuff, and they had their band up there, right? Because that back then they had a full band, piano, drums, bass, and all that. And I remember the main lineup and the band lineup would swap. So the band members would come forward and start singing, and the group members would go back and play their instruments. So it was kind of an interesting dynamic there. But I think that stuff like that kind of instilled that Southern gospel bug into me, and I was hooked from a real young age since then. Was there a group that you remember from your younger days? I'm not going to say childhood, but younger days that gave you that bug of Southern gospel?
Well,
music?
Ashland, Oregon, it's not a melting pot for Southern gospel
Right,
groups.
right.
So we traveled, and Dad was from Texas, and that's where a lot of the Southern gospel comes from. And so he would take us. We'd all hop in the station wagon, all 8 of us, and he'd take us to concerts. And the ones that I really remember are the Statesmen. The Blackwood Brothers. Yeah. The Stamps. That would come through like Portland, and so we're in Southern Oregon. We drive all the way up to Portland to see a group, and
because even back then, not a lot of groups would come out west.
No,
it was mainly the big ones like the Statesmans and did the Inspirations ever come out this way, or
I don't remember them ever coming until the festivals started.
Okay, and you've mentioned quite a bit that. The main inspiration for Liberty was the Cathedral Quartet. Do you ever remember seeing them come out this way?
No, I didn't see them live till later on.
Okay.
I can't remember the first year that they started, but yeah, I was already in the education field. But
and you actually hosted them out this way,
a
few times.
I did. The first one was on my birthday, And,
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah,
and I did a lot of advertising, and so much so that was my birthday gift. And,
it was your birthday gift to yourself. Right?
yes.
And and George Younce is obviously a huge inspiration for you, because I can hear it when you're singing that influence on you from him. Did he ever give you any advice or inspiration, or just kind of
He was just an encourager.
encourager? Yeah.
Yeah, and he'd call a couple times and just say, "Keep going," that kind of thing. And but he wasn't a vocal coach or anything.
Right.
But I did see videos of him telling Bill Gaither to gargle with Listerine.
I remember that story that I think it was Bill. He was talking about the Listerine, and he just opened his door one day, and there's a box full of Listerine that George had sent him. That's funny.
To me, it wasn't worth it. It burns,
Yeah, it burns so bad. Yeah. So throughout the years, I mean, you've obviously met a lot of groups since starting Liberty, and formed a lot of friendships that way as well. Was there anybody in the industry after you started that you got any close to, or that you talk to a lot, or you communicate with often? Is there anybody like that in the industry now that you do that with?
Oh, sure. I mean, and I'm not going to just start mentioning names
Yeah,
because there's a lot of them. But
Yeah.
when you're on a cruise, you're visiting with the other groups, or when you're at a festival, you're visiting with the leaders. And I have a lot of friends that I admire and respect.
And you're not going to give out any phone numbers on here. That's not going to happen. But but is there anybody in the industry that would give you encouragement as well when you were first starting Liberty Quartet? Would they come to you and say, "Hey, you guys are doing the right thing, keep going," or was it
there's
stuff like that?
They were befuddled. Let's say that we could, the way we operated.
Yeah,
It's just kind of unusual. Going places for love offering exclusively,
yeah,
except for festivals.
yeah,
And so they've been amazed, but really been great encouragers.
yeah. And that's one thing about Liberty Quartet that I noticed right away too, is it's definitely a faith-based ministry. We go around, like you said, for love offerings. We don't charge unless it's a festival, or if a location insists on paying us a flat. But it's been that way since the beginning, though.
Mm-hmm.
And how many?
Let me just say that I don't name drop because it's just not that. It's not appropriate to do, and
Right.
Bill Gaither's the one that told me to say that.
Now nowadays we do about 150 to 175 concerts a year, which is pretty average from what I understand. Now way back in the day, I know that some groups would go almost every day, doing 250, almost 300 concerts a year. Liberty's obviously never done that, but when you first started, how many dates do you think you were doing every year? Like your first year, how many dates would you think that would be?
The most we did was, I think it was 218,
Wow.
218, and that's too much.
That's a lot. Yeah.
So we started to find a balance because it's more important that they're home and their husbands first.
Yeah.
And they are fathers first.
Yeah.
So we try to get home almost every week.
Okay.
There are longer tours like the one we're about to take, 10-day. We'll do maybe 4 10-day trips.
Yeah.
But the rest of the time they're home. New marriages and stuff like that.
Now when Liberty first started, you were the only full-time member. The other guys had full-time jobs on the side. And when you decided to go full-time, it was too much for for Mike to go on the road because he had a full-time job at home and a family to take care of. So he decided to leave.
Same as Keith and Ralph.
And Keith and Ralph. And they stuck around for a while longer, but they eventually left too because of their jobs.
Yeah, they were.
Now, when Mike left, you guys hired John.
Yeah.
And John likes to say it was a temporary temporary spot, but it lasted for 7 years.
7 years.
So was he technically, besides you, was he technically the first full-time?
No, he was part-time.
He was part-time.
Yeah, because he was a college student, and he also was starting to build at that time. He did some engineering.
Yeah.
So he had other work too. So those guys would go all week and then hop in the
Suburban or the van and travel the Northwest.
Yeah. As so many groups have done.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Just wanted to take a few moments of your time out of this podcast and tell you about our 30th anniversary celebration coming up in September 18th through the 20th there in Meridian, Idaho. We want you to come join us for 3 days of fellowship, memories, and music and celebration of Liberty Quartet's 30 years of ministry. We have invited all the former members of Liberty to come join us, and it's sure to be a fun time. On Friday the 18th, we will have a welcome banquet, and it's going to have special thanks and awards, and that's going to start at 6 p.m. On Saturday the 19th, we're going to have a brunch in the morning, and we're going to have an outdoor barbecue in the pavilion in the evening. So we want you to join us for that. Seating for both of those events on Friday and Saturday are going to be limited, so you want to sign up early if you want to be there. Finally, the big concert will be Sunday evening at 6 o'clock, and we invite you all to join us. Doors open at 5. Everything's going to be held at Valley Shepherd Church of the Nazarene there in Meridian. For more information and signups, you can go to our website. It's www.libertyquartet.com/events, and you want to scroll down to the 30th anniversary picture. Just click on it and it'll tell you everything you need to know. We also invite you to sign up for our weekly email newsletter and to follow us on all social media: Facebook, Instagram, X, and YouTube. Our tour schedule is also on our website. Go to libertyquartet.com/tour, or you can get the Bands in Town app on your smart device and follow us that way. All right, folks. Thanks for joining me. Now let's get back to the podcast.
I asked when was the time? Did you start out full time, or were you part time and then after like a year or two go full time?
Me personally?
Yes.
Yeah, I was full time.
Okay, from the start.
Yeah.
And so that first year, how many dates were y'all doing that first year?
I think we started out at about 160, and I was doing the booking and the financials and all of that, and it got to be too much.
You did everything.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't. I remember you telling me one time that you did most of the driving too.
I did most of the driving, and one time, the guys, if we were quite a ways away, we'd fly them back so that they could get to work on Monday. One time we were in Arizona, and I started off with the van, and I just kept going, and I arrived an hour after they got back from their flight.
Oh, wow. So what's the furthest you ever drove for those guys?
Alaska.
Wow.
Alaska?
That's a long drive.
Wow.
That is a long. When did you guys first go to Alaska?
Oh, wow.
Late 90s?
I think it would have been late 90s. Yeah.
98, 99, somewhere around there.
And was that in the van, or was that in the? I can't remember what vehicle y'all said y'all had before, but
it was a van and trailer when you guys started.
A van.
Yeah.
A couple times in a van, and once with the bus.
Wow.
So.
Wow.
We like to tell a lot of people will come to us after a concert, before a concert. Man, that's a mighty fine bus you guys got out there. Now the old bus you guys bought in, when was that? 2001, 2002?
2001. Yeah.
2001, and it was already 6 years old by then, because it was built in 95, if I remember right.
96.
96. Man, I'm always 1 year off. Isn't that crazy? I'll get it right eventually.
How many years you been married?
Right. Yeah.
Don't you dare
Don't
miss
you?
it.
No, I'm not going to miss that. And the answer is 6, by the way.
Seven.
So what came about obviously traveling in a van and trailer wears you down quite a bit because you can't move around. You can't get up and walk. You can't, make coffee.
You can't get up and walk in a bus either. Not if you're driving.
But and sleeping on in a van is not very comfortable either. So I'm assuming the decision to get a bus was a comfort level, number one, but also as a wear and tear on the vehicle.
Yeah.
Buses are designed to travel very long distances a lot. Mm-hmm. And was that the main motivation behind getting the bus?
Well, we had that plus yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But we had gone through 4 transmissions with the van.
Oh, man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, everywhere out of Boise is uphill.
Yeah. That's yeah. I mean, people.
That's crazy.
People. I don't want to sound pessimistic or whatever the right word is, but some people will say that you're in a big bus and you make a ton of you're paying for the bus and all this other stuff. And Liberty was never like that. We always use it as it's a ministry tool. It's just it's just another tool in the tool bag to help us spread the word. That's how I view it. And it's a comfort level thing, but it gets us to where we're going reliably. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, we did question it too because the very first thing that went out in the bus was the transmission. And we changed it once, that one time, and it was $30,000.
Oh,
so you're going, oh boy, what have we done?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. The expenses of a bus it just skyrockets from what you did before. Mm-hmm. And now we've got the new bus, and that was a miracle in and of itself. And but the previous bus lasted 21 years, 1.4 million miles, which is a lot, and a lot of that is mountain time as well. I mean, because you're going over mountains, you're going through valleys, and going over mountain passes, and a lot of the groups out east don't have to really worry about that as much. I mean, they do have the mountains out in East Tennessee and stuff, but out here is a whole different animal. And another out here is everything's so spread far apart. I mean, you're traveling long distances to get to places.
Right.
Was there ever a time where you're like, man, am I doing the right thing? We're going all these long distances to travel to places, and did that question of are we doing the right thing, Lord?
When you're driving through the night, the difference of sitting up straight and trying to get comfortable to sleep because you're next up to drive versus being in a bunk. It's, honestly, the bus would pass a van with a trailer going up hills. It's just powerful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So was there ever a time in the early days, or maybe the first 10 years, I'd say, where you would question if this was the right thing that you were doing? Am I making the right decision for my family? Am I making the right decision for this ministry? Did that ever enter your mind at all?
Yeah, I mean, there were tough times when you'd miss your son's football game or your daughter's soccer game, or they were involved in drama, and some of the times it was at school.
Yeah.
And they were in choirs. You would miss a choir concert from time to time, but later on we started scheduling a little better so you didn't miss all of them.
Right. Mm-hmm. Peyton, it sounded like you were about to say something. Sorry.
Yeah. I kind of want to look at Liberty as a whole here. How many members have we had in Liberty? Is it
17?
15, 20?
17.
17. Is there one thing that has been consistent with every single group, whether it be a spiritual aspect, uh, of musically, whatever it's been, is there one thing that has been consistent, and what has your mission been with every single group that we have ever had?
Wow, another good question, and several questions. Have you worked in media before? I would say that the consistent thing with each one of them, whether they understood it at the time that they first joined or not, or learned it later on, is faith, traveling by faith,
Mm-hmm.
and make, you have to have business in order for the ministry to happen, and getting a good balance
Mm-hmm.
of that. So all of them understood that before they left. But also we had a consistent sound. The blend
Mm-hmm.
the blend was very common with each one of the different groups we had,
Mm-hmm.
and that's saying a lot. That they were
Mm-hmm.
able to mold to that, because almost every single one of them were great soloists as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another consistent thing with each one of them.
Now, personally, I mean, you've been doing this for 30 years, and even years prior to that, you've been music. You've been a music minister, so you've been doing this for just in general, not even just Liberty. What, 40 something years, 40 years, 35?
You mean music?
Yeah.
Yeah, just like not even just Liberty, like music minister included.
Oh
How many
yeah.
years would you say you've been doing this?
Well, let's see. I was singing when I was in grade school in church, and I
Mm-hmm.
used to be a tenor. In fact, I sang your part,
Mm-hmm.
only I didn't sing high G's, let alone H's and I's and J's, but like you do, Peyton. But I did sing tenor, and I'm
Yeah.
trying to get. I have a cassette of me hitting a high A as a kid,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm
Wow.
trying to get it from that cassette to something
Yeah.
digital.
I can do that for you.
Yeah. So,
I have one of those professional tape decks at home with the cassette and the CD player combined. I've got one of those.
yeah.
I can digitize that
Yeah.
for you.
I was in barbershop
Yeah.
quartets in high school, and my first Southern gospel group was
Mm-hmm.
I was 13, and I sang
Mm.
I sang tenor, and then it dropped in shortly
Yeah.
after that.
How quickly did your voice change?
So,
My voice changed in about a week. How
I
fast did yours go?
my over my sophomore year, it was the choir director kept moving me from different sections.
yeah.
Because I distinctly
Yeah.
remember, and I've got this album, but my parents' group's last album was in 1996, so I would have been 10 or 12, somewhere around there. No, it was 98. I'm sorry, 98. I was 12 years old, and I sang tenor on a song. They recorded me as singing tenor on a song, and not 1 month later, my voice changed, and I couldn't sing it anymore.
Oh yes, you can. You
Mm.
could do
It just-
tenor for
but-
one song.
It just doesn't sound very good.
Then he'd have to be
So
admitted
I
to a
get-
hospital.
Yeah.
I guess where I was going with that, you, Royce Mitchell, personally, what is the one thing that has kept you going all these years that you have gone back to? I know you tell me that you have a scripture that you like to read every day, but what is something that through hard times, through easy times, whatever the case may be, that you look back at and it keeps you going, and we even in the current days, what is that
Well,
one thing?
I think it's the love of music, and it's so prevalent in the scriptures. There are so
Mm-hmm.
many scriptures about music, and it's in nature. You hear it with the birds and even thunder, um,
Mm-hmm.
and to see that in scripture, and know that it's important even in heaven.
Yeah.
We'll all be singing
Mm-hmm.
in one voice.
I mean, there's an entire book that's all songs. It's psalms.
Hmm.
It's all music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And David himself was a harpoonist. He played the harp.
Harpoonist.
Harpoonist. That's funny. So going through the years, I mean, we don't have a whole lot of time left, but I just want to kind of get us up to current day a little bit. Was there any time, and I can think of one instance in particular, but was there any time that's with Liberty that was really, really memorable that you'll never ever forget? Was there any something like that? I'm sure there's probably multiples, but what's one that sticks out in your mind that says, "Oh man, that was so much fun," or "I'm so glad we did that," or anything like that?
Well, there are a lot,
Yeah.
but one that came to mind as soon as you asked me that question was Winnemucca, Nevada, and we went, and there was, I don't know, 38, 40 people in the audience.
Yeah.
And before we started, one of the guys was wondering if we were supposed to be there or not. And by the end of the service, 13 people came forward to receive the Lord.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, that's the way God works.
Yeah. What an incredible memory. My memory in particular was with being with this group. I mean, there's a lot of memories I have, but the one that sticks out to me is the most recent cruise that we went on for Alaska. And you got to fulfill a bucket list item for you, for sure. And that was to sing with all the old cathedral guys.
Yeah, well, they're not that old. They're not as old as I am, but
but it was the cathedral
members.
family reunion on the boat, and they asked you in particular if you would sing George's part for that whole concert.
Yeah. So I was on the stage with Gerald Wolfe and Scott Fowler, Mark Trammell, Danny Thunderberg, and Ernie Haas.
Yeah.
It was
Danny was at our retreat, two or so years ago.
Yeah, 2 years
Danny
ago.
Thunderberg.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know if you know about this, but he came up to me after, I think you had done Thanks to Calvary that night. And Danny came up to me after the concert and said, there is no bass singer that can just tap into what George Yonts was better than you. And he called you the modern day George Yonts. And I don't know if you knew about that, but I just figured I'd let you know.
I'm giving Danny an air hug right now. You can't say anything nicer to me than that. It just it was amazing, and Mark has an incredible range.
Oh yeah,
Mark
he
Trammell.
does. Yeah,
he actually could have sung the bass part, but they let me do it.
And in my opinion, he's just gotten better with age. He's singing better now than I've ever heard him sing. But I remember sitting out in the audience, in the crowd. I was probably 5 rows back or something, and I recorded almost the whole thing on my phone, and my phone almost died, so I didn't catch everything. But I just remember just being so happy for you that you were able to fulfill that. You know, it's not really a wish, but it's just a bucket list. Man, if this ever happened, that'd be so cool. And I was just so happy for you guys.
I remember you being so happy for me,
yeah,
too. I could see it on your face.
I was crying.
I heard it in your voice.
I was laughing. It was just such a cool moment. Well, I just want to wrap up things real quick. The 30th anniversary is coming up. Did you ever think that 30 years would come this quickly?
Oh, wow. No, I didn't think it'd come this quickly. And when we first started, I thought, just as long as we can make this happen.
Yeah.
And
did you ever think 30 years would
make it?
No,
I didn't. I didn't think it would be that long, but I'm so very thankful.
Yeah. And
I
hopefully it'll
never met you guys. I mean,
I didn't even know who Liberty was until I saw that bass quartet video that you guys did down in for the Southwest Gospel Fest.
Yeah.
I had no idea Liberty existed. I knew who the other guys were, but I didn't know who you were. And I watched the video. It's gone viral now. It's got like 15 million views or something. But
so when we started, you were 9 years old.
Yes. Yep.
And And Peyton, let's see, how old were you?
My parents weren't even married yet, Royce.
He was -9.
When did you first hear about Liberty, being all the way on the East Coast?
Well, I heard about Liberty. So I saw that bass singer quartet video too,
Yeah.
and I saw you on there, but I didn't, really pay attention because um, I was just starting out listening to gospel music, so I didn't know who a lot of those guys were, to be
Yeah.
honest,
Yeah.
at first. And so it wasn't until I joined Liberty till I put two and two together that was you. But I first heard about it through Will actually posting. I had never heard of Liberty until I auditioned with Liberty, and so that was like 3 years ago now.
And but that was my first introduction to Liberty Quartet, was that bass quartet video. And then fast forward however many years it was, probably 2018 was when I actually first listened. And I think I remember seeing you guys back in NQC back in 2012, because it was you and I believe Dan, Keith, and Jordan, if I remember right.
I will trust you on that.
And because it was, you guys were on the main stage, and I think I remember being there, seeing you guys there, and thinking, oh, these guys are pretty good. And then I didn't think anything else of it. Fast forward to 2018, and I was with another group. It only lasted about a weekend, but one of the songs they had me sing was "Not Giving In to Giving Up."
Oh,
And that's when I first learned a Liberty Quartet song. And I remember thinking, man, this song's really, really good. I like this song. Who are these guys? And that's when I first started looking you guys up. And lo and behold, 2 years later, or about a year or so later, you guys come through Kansas. And she was my fiance at the time, but my wife and I went and saw you guys there at a little church in Plevna, Kansas.
Plevna. Population
150.
I think you're high on that. Look it up, Peyton. Find out.
So, find out what it was. But I remember just being blown away. I just remember saying, "Man, these guys are really good. I really like their sound. They seem authentic to me." And then when I joined Liberty, or when I tried out for Liberty, I was filling in / trying out at the same time, and my first thought was, after that first concert, I was like, man, these guys are the real deal. They're doing this for the right reasons. They're not doing it to be, for the lights. They're not doing it for the show. They're doing it to minister to people, which is the right way to do it, in my opinion. So glory to God. Yeah. And I think that's been a consistent thing throughout the whole 30 years of Liberty. And, that's just all I got to say about it. I'm really excited for the 30th to come out in September. And, we have invited all the guys back. Mm-hmm. Hopefully all of them can make it. We don't know yet, but we had kind of a little teaser during the retreat last year. We had John, Keith, Dan, and
Keith Jones
and Keith Wagner. We had those guys come join us, and man, that was so much fun. That's another memory that's going to stick with me for a long time. Yeah, but
big sound, didn't even need microphones.
Oh no, not with definitely not with John and Dan. But I don't know about you, but I'm really looking forward to September. I think it's going to be a great time. Peyton, do you have anything else you want to add before we close this out? Are you?
No, I was going to ask if Royce, the big man of 30 years, do you have anything to close us out, boss man?
Well, I thought you might ask me a question about Ralph, but
you kind of touched on a little bit when you were talking about him.
He left his imprint on the ministry for sure, and he left his imprint on some glass windows at 3 different churches while he was singing with us. He didn't really, I guess he wasn't looking where he was going, but he would walk with some of the smaller equipment, and he walked right into 3 different glass doors. And
did he shatter them?
Oh, and he'd have a bruise on his head.
Oh my goodness!
And I didn't. At that point, that might have been why his teeth fell out. But
that's funny. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Royce, for coming out and chatting with us for almost an hour. It was a lot of fun. I know we see you every weekend, but we don't always get to have time to share stories like this, and it's a lot of fun to be able to do this.
Well,
kind of thing.
I'm glad you're doing it. I really appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Doing this, and because I couldn't do it with the technology that it takes for this, and you're in a different state. He's always in a different state.
Yeah, he's always in a different state. Yeah. But thank you so much for coming and joining us today. I hope we can do this again. It'd be really fun to do this again. But we'll just see what happens with this whole mini series and how it goes. And if people love it, maybe we can do some more of it. But
I hope we'll see everybody at the 30th.
Yeah, that'd be great.
September 18, 19, 20.
Yep. And we'll have more information about that at a different time. But thank you so much once again for coming out and talking with us. And thank you so much for joining us, everybody. We hope you can come back and watch the next episode. We've got some more guys coming. We've got the newest members left to go. We've got Paul and Doran. We've also got Doug, who's here, still living here in town. And we've got Dan Gilbert coming, and we've got Mike Peters coming, which is
fantastic.
That's going to be so much fun. I can't wait for that. But thank you so much for joining us.
I don't know how you're going to get his wheelchair up these steps over here.
Thank you so much for joining us today, and we hope to see you again around the bend. Have a good day. God bless you, and we'll see you soon.